Good morning and welcome to the Camnet Breakfast Show, Thursday edition, Governance, Policy and Politics. I'm Patrick Soko and I'm not alone on a Thursday like this. I'm joined by Nelson Zulu. Good morning, Mr. Zulu.
Good morning, Mr. Soko, and so sadly, I'm joining you. I was supposed to be the one to welcome you because 2023 you are not here.
Sad enough, the lady positive welcomed me and told me how you were getting comfortable on my seat, saying...
Not really getting comfortable, but really trying to fit in those big shoes. But moreover, we managed to put on the challenge and make sure that our viewers out there were in good shape.
I hope you did take care of our viewers like one Majira.
We did take care of one Majira all the way from the sweetest town of Mazavuka, and I'm sure he's watching us this morning and is able to attest to my revelation.
Indeed, good to hear that. Exactly. That actually you did manage to fit in. That's very, very good, Nelson. And Happy New Year. On the breakfast show, I have to wish you Happy New Year, unfortunately.
Very important. Happy New Year to you too, and thank you so much.
Indeed, we are keeping it positive, and talking about positivity, it means that we just have to have the right attitude towards whatever we are doing. In the case of work, make sure that you have the right attitude towards work. Let's make the working environment conducive for everyone to fit in, and that's making sure that we have the right attitude to deliver our targets. When you're at the market, how do we make sure that all our targets for sales are met? We have to have the right attitude, the positivity that will go through the tribulations. So we have to make sure that we just do the right thing, and that's being positive about what we're doing.
Yeah, that's being positive about what we're doing, and we're keeping it positive on a Thursday. And as we do so, let's get directly into one of our first segments, which is the health corner, and see what the doctors do have for us this morning.
Hi, good morning and welcome to the health segment on the breakfast show. I am Dr. Nakwenamfaya. So this week we have been talking about diabetes, and yesterday we talked about some of the signs and symptoms of diabetes. We say that people who have diabetes would have symptoms of eating too much, more than they usually do, or urinating frequently, and also drinking more water than they usually do. People with diabetes may also have other symptoms of weight loss and eye complications and high blood pressure. So today we are going to talk about how diabetes is diagnosed and how it's managed in the hospital or even at home. So when you go to the clinic or go to the hospital and you feel like you have some of these symptoms of diabetes, they would usually have to do a random blood sugar, and this random blood sugar tests your blood, and if your random blood sugar is on the higher side or it's more than 140 grams per deciliter, then you'd be considered as having prediabetes. So it would have to be done on several occasions where they would have to test your blood sugar more than once to be able to ascertain that you actually have diabetes. There are some other tests that are done, such as fasting blood sugar, and this is where you fast from midnight until the following day, and then your blood sugar is checked, and if it's very high, then it means that you might be having prediabetes, and if your blood sugar continues to be high, your fasting blood sugar continues to be high for some time, then you'd be diagnosed as having diabetes. So that is how diabetes is diagnosed. There's some other tests that are done in the hospital, and when those tests are done, they can also ascertain that you have diabetes. So how can diabetes be managed, or is it curable? Is there a treatment for diabetes? So diabetes is not curable. There isn't a specific cure that you can take and diabetes is gone and you are not diabetic anymore. But it can be managed, and there are some medications that are given in the hospital that can be used to control your blood sugar and to control your diabetes. So once you have been diagnosed with diabetes in the hospital, you'll be started on some medications, and with these medications, you have to continuously take them every day. And as you take your medications, you have to make sure that you monitor your blood sugar as well, because your blood sugar can change in the morning, afternoon, evening, it changes. So you have to monitor your blood sugar every day, at least before you eat, and before you eat, whether it's your main meal or your snack, at least check your blood sugar so that you know how much it is, and then you eat and you take your medication. So it's important that you learn how to take your blood sugar on your own, because it has to be done even while you're at home. You will not only be doing this at the hospital, but even at home, you have to know how to take your blood sugar and check your blood sugar so that you know how much sugar is there in your body. And you can also be writing the blood, the results in a diary, so that you present it to the doctor when you go to the hospital. And once you do that, it's easy for them to be able to monitor how your blood sugar is being controlled at home. If your medication that they're giving you is controlling your blood sugar, or if there's need to change the medication or to increase how much medicine you're taking at home. So it's important that you know how to take your blood sugar even while you're at home. Then when it comes to the management of diabetes, there's something called HbA1c, and this is a test that is done to show whether you are managing your blood sugar well at home. It's able to tell whether you have been managing your blood sugar well for the past 3 months. So it's important that you stick to your medication, take your medications as prescribed, and so that your HbA1c can be in the normal range. Because if it's on the higher side, it means you are not controlling your blood sugar well. So these are just some of the treatments that I used in the management of diabetes. And so you need to discuss some of the treatments with your doctor and learn how you can manage your diabetes better, even while it's still at home. The other thing in the management of diabetes is your diet. Your diet needs to be controlled. You need to be able to eat foods that are wholesome. You don't need to eat foods that have too much sugar to prevent you from having high levels of blood sugar in your body. So you need to be able to work with a dietitian as well, who will be able to guide you on how much you should eat, what you should eat at which particular time. Most of the patients that have diabetes usually do not know exactly what to eat and how much to eat, because that's very important when you're managing your blood sugar, because you can be taking your medications, but if you're not controlling your diet and eating the right food, then your medicine or the medicine that you're taking is not going to be effective. So it's important that you manage your diet as well. So the other thing that you can do in the management of diabetes is being active. So you need to be able to exercise and keep your body active during the day to be able to utilize and take up the blood sugar that you're taking, or take up the sugars that you're eating, and also reduce on the insulin resistance, because we say that your muscles are not taking up the glucose because they are not getting sensitized. So when you work out and exercise, your muscles become more sensitive to the glucose, and so you'll be able to take up more glucose from your body. So that is how you can manage diabetes, and make sure that you follow your prescribed medications, and do as your doctors and your caregivers are prescribing for you. Then the other thing is that diabetes is treatable, but it's not curable. At some point, your diabetes may become controlled, but it doesn't mean that you are no longer diabetic or you should stop taking your medication. So you have to keep on taking your medication and stick to what you have been prescribed at the hospital. So that is what we had for today, and that is what we talked about today. I do hope you have learned something. We have talked about how you can manage diabetes, and that you should take your medications as you have been prescribed at the hospital, and also make sure that you're eating the right food. So you should be able to work with a dietitian to show you exactly how you should eat, and also keep active and take your medications continuously, because diabetes doesn't stop. It can only be controlled, but it doesn't get cured. So be sure to tune in again tomorrow at the same time on The Breakfast Show on Camnet TV, and thank you so much for watching.
A healthy nation is a wealthy nation, and thank you so much to Dr. Nakuboyana Mufwaya just giving us those perspectives in as far as diagnosing as well as management of diabetes is concerned. But right about now, we jump into another segment, which is the money market, and look at how the kwacha is performing against the major convertibles this morning.
$1 is buying at 25 kwacha 8 ngwe and selling at 26 kwacha 32 ngwe. The euro is buying at 28 kwacha 25 ngwe and selling at 26 kwacha 81 ngwe. The South African rand is buying at 1 kwacha 39 ngwe and selling at 1 kwacha 41 ngwe. The Great British Pound is buying at 2 kwacha 86 ngwe and selling at 33 kwacha 50 ngwe. So those are your money market updated this morning, Thursday 11th of January 2024 at 0725. So we are seeing that the kwacha is still trading around 26 kwacha. This is unimaginable, but we are where we are, and it is how it is. But no matter what it is, we need to find a solution,
and we just keep hope that things are going to be better, just like it was rightly put by those in the wheels of power, that going forward things are going to balance, and
yes,
hoping that as the year comes or opens, things are also going to be opening up, because this is the 11th day, I would say, of the year of that has got 366 days, and it's very important that we also look at all those aspects, because concerns also still stands to say, are we supposed to wait until the year is done for us to see those measures coming into place? Because Zambians will argue with you and say, Mountain Pamar.
Indeed. So we are going to be optimistic, as assured by the Minister of Finance and National Planning, Dr. Stumbeko Mosokotwane, that 2024 looks positive, and that they're putting in place all in measures to make sure that the country gets back to normalcy in terms of economic recovery, and we can only bait on that. However, at individual level, we have a role to play towards economic stability. It means that we have to double our efforts in terms of us as a country, as a people, working hard so that we can complement whatever interventions are being put in place by the government at individual level, at family level, at community level, district, provincial levels. We need to make sure that we play our part as a citizenry, and collectively we'll be able to go through this trying moment. And moving on, this is a segment where we get to look at some of the stories that are making the headlines, and we are going to start with some of the stories that you have over there, so that we can get to look at some of them before we get to invite our guest who's going to join us to discuss the elephant in the room, which is the issue of the cholera.
Indeed.
Pandemic.
And let's get to move on this morning with a story coming through from Siavonga Town Council, who has with immediate effect suspended the Monday market activities due to escalating cases of cholera outbreak in the country. Council Chairperson Given Kwapu says the move is meant to curb the spread of the disease. We get to look at that story.
In an effort to prevent the further spread of cholera, Siavonga Town Council has with immediate effect suspended the Monday market activities at the Harbam. This follows the escalating cases of cholera outbreak in the country. The district has so far not recorded any case of the disease, and the local authority is keen to ensure that no case is recorded by putting in place stringent measures. Council Chairperson Given Kwapu says the move to suspend Monday market is meant to ensure that the district is free from cholera.
You are aware of what is happening na ijitiga mujisi ya Zambia. Ibulwazi bwa cholera bwasiga muma senasi yenisieni. Ababo twajibona utijirerera, it is fit to inform members of the public that ibu senambo tusambalila na butegwa imande market walo ogo bantu nkoba jita imagwebo, where they sell a lot of things of different kind. It's one of the possible areas mbusena bumumbo tuyera uti ingaburwazi bwatu sigira oga ngumuti umande market abobo twajibona utijirerera. We have seen it fit that we suspend the operations, or should I say the business at Monday market until further notice. Twaimiga imagwebo agu Monday market ibwaji indivyo ijihonto tubone masimpe wamba utoburwazi na bwarwana buti hamu twabika hii ogya gutegwa ibantu pakwani he igusambala igabotu busena buyambu honto. So twayo waguti tuzumanane bantu mboba huli dobuya bantu bazwa amasiyeni bazwa ukafyuwe bazwa kulusaga baboro kuno eyo engaja tuleterera bano bogweso. So let's take this notice as a very serious notification that Monday market taigo iguba until further notice.
But some traders at Monday market have received the news of the suspension with sadness, saying this is their only source of income. They have since called on the council to reconsider its decision.
Dandaula maningi pankani ya Monday market. Tupe mpako Monday market msegere nkuniche solution inangu ili yonse yakuti tungatangiziremo bana. Tumajera Monday market tulipira bana baskulu Monday market. Manje bakavala Monday market. Tuzasurvive bwanji. Twa papa ta please. Munga tutandizireko kapena mtu konzera ko toilet kapena mtu pasiko solution inangu kuti tutandizire bana please. Mukaivala tuzafa na bana. Njoma mine tumajera, njoma mine ona bana baskulu bonse. Please twa papa ta boss. Mtutandizeko cheva kanso. Tutandizeko please.
Meanwhile, following the public outcry to the local authority to consider reopening of business activities at the Monday market, Council Public Relations Officer Gwendolini Mwanza Mchenga says business operations at the market will remain closed until cholera cases reduce.
As a local authority,
the state of the sewer network in Osaka's Kaunda Square Stage 1 amid the cholera outbreak which has claimed over 270 lives in the country. The historical sewage overflow in the area has many affected Sawasawa Road. Some residents spoken to have wondered how the sewage challenge has been left unresolved for many years.
Initially we've had this problem for close to 2 months to 3 months. I think you can see, and we've got children, So apparently we've had this problem for a long time. And you see we've got a problem of cholera now. So I think the government should try and help us in any way.
So what I'm trying to illustrate is the condition of this Sasawa Road, Kaunda Square Stage 1. These sewers, they are sewering too much.
Munari Ward 38 Councillor Mirupi Lubasi, however, says his office, in collaboration with the area member of parliament, have commenced measures to address the challenge.
Yes, so the measures that were put in place, since we have had this problem, as you are aware, the last 3 months, we are trying to replace the squatting toilets, the sitting toilets. That we have done. So now, we're just waiting. We wrote a letter. Our MP is working on it. We want Lusaka to come and replace the small pipes, the small system, because we have small pipes, so that we can put the bigger pipes.
With President Hakainde Hichilema Tuesday expressing the need to find a lasting solution to the cholera situation, especially in Lusaka, these are areas of concern which needs attention. For Camnet TV News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
Since October 2023, when the cholera cases were recorded, the caseload has been escalating, leading to concerns about whether to cut down on public gatherings in places such as bars, restaurants, and churches. While those in the eatery business, such as restaurants, fear worse actions in combating the further spread of the disease. Permanent Secretary in charge of administration in the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, Mambo Hamawundu, says the government will not close down bars and restaurants as long as they comply with the health guidelines that have been set by the Ministry of Health. Mr. Hamawundu says businesses cannot be closed down with the current economic status of the country and has urged restaurants and bars to maintain high levels of hygiene as a measure to curb the further spread of the disease.
All of you to maintain high levels of hygiene. If you do not maintain high levels of hygiene, I'm afraid to say that we will instruct the local authorities to deal with you and deal with you accordingly. And this may include closure. So for now, we have not made any blanket statement to say bars will be closed or restaurants will be closed or markets will be closed, because we think that is not opportune. But the message at the end of the day is let us ensure that we maintain high levels of cleanliness wherever we are as business operators.
The Permanent Secretary has further instructed street food vendors at the Cholera Center at Hero Stadium to desist from selling food items in that area as it can spread cholera.
I think the council will immediately take action on that matter, and those people must be taken out of there, because the risk is even higher now that there's a cholera center nearby, so we cannot have people selling goods or edible stuff near a cholera center.
Meanwhile, Lusaka restaurant owners have appreciated the government's move and vowed to heed to the health guidelines. Cherish Sibote for Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Engineering Institution of Zambia EIZ and the Department of Immigration have signed a Memorandum of Understanding to enhance collaboration between the two institutions. The MOU is aimed at ensuring that only qualified individuals are given work permits in the engineering sector in the country. Speaking during the signing ceremony in Lusaka Wednesday morning, EIZ Registrar and Chief Executive Officer, Engineer David Kamungu, says the MOU will furnish the institution with a number of engineers as well as entities coming into the country.
Furthermore, through this MOU, we'll be able to achieve maximum skills transfer to our local engineering professionals at all levels of practice. EIZ is looking forward to having a long-term relationship with the Department of Immigration so as to maintain the quality of engineering works by scrutinizing the qualifications of engineering professionals migrating to Zambia to work and practice.
Department of Immigration Director General Dr. Japhet Rishomwa says a significant number of applications for work permits for in the engineering sector, and the MOU will facilitate the scrutiny of professionals.
We need to support each other in order to execute our respective mandates effectively. Hence the importance of this MOU being signed this morning. For the Department of Immigration, this kind of collaboration is underscored in the National Migration Policy that calls for a whole of government and whole of society approach to effective migration management that leaves no one behind.
Dr. Rishomwa says given the critical nature of engineering to the economy, the MOU will ensure that there is no room for error as the department admits expatriates into the country.
Among other sensitive duties, engineers design, plan and supervise the construction of buildings and ensure their safety and stability against hazards. Therefore, we shall continue to consult EIZ on licensing foreign professionals, units and organizations as part of our work permit issuance process. Further, I would like to seize this opportunity to invite other professional bodies to come on board and escalate our collaboration to the level of signing MOUs.
With Zambia witnessing a surge in infrastructure development as well as in the mining sector, both which attract expatriate workers, such a partnership can therefore not be understated. For Camnet TV News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
Thank you for those stories. Well, those are some of the stories that we're making the headlines here on the Camnet menus, and most of them are bordering on the issue of cholera. Nelson.
Yes, and indeed, this morning we're privileged to be joined by Dr. Canisius Banda, who is a man of so many hats. Others would refer to him as one of those that was vice president in the UPND back then, and also a doctor, health specialist, and now a lecturer at the University of Lusaka. They're also wearing a hat of chairperson of health for the Patriotic Front. And this morning, good morning, Dr. Banda.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having. It's not a good morning. Lots of citizens are sick, and lots others have passed away, have died, needlessly so. In our personal capacities, let's extend sympathies to the bereaved families, observe moments of silence as individuals, concerned that these are colleagues, these are fellow citizens we've lost needlessly. And this crisis is a call to action that we need national unity. Goas, Chikundas, Manyengos, Ushis, let's be one Zambia, one nation. Collectively, let's work together. We can overcome this crisis and many other crises, including the economic one.
You've been in the medical fraternity for some time, and we see that cases of cholera keep on being recorded, and in huge numbers. As of yesterday, we had 528 cases with 17 deaths, and then in total we've got about 465.
Right.
So to say, how do you describe the cholera situation in the country?
And you say now lecturer at the University of Lusaka. I've actually been teaching for 12 years at that university. I'm one of the founding lecturers of the public health course at that university. So you've
been building a lot of doctors, including those that have been recruited.
Cholera was in the final exam, which I set just a few months ago, actually a month ago.
Yes.
Now you see, those are the statistics. Tragic. Cholera is a fecal oral disease. it's a contagious disease, meaning that it can easily be spread through contact. You know, shaking hands. Let me use your phone. And that's a phone. The microbes could be all there are these things we touch are called fomites, even door handles and things like that. There could be microbes there. This is why the door handles, you will notice they're made of silver. And in some cases copper, because these metals, they kill the microbes. When the microbes are on the handle, a few minutes later they're dead. Okay, so the things we touch, that's how cholera. Now, fecal oral, the word fecal from feces. Feces. Now, you see how disgusting it is? Matuvi. Hamafi. Matuvi aja. Ngati yali ntulombo. Tumene tugweretsa kolera. Yakapezeka kuti yagwera ku chakudya kapena ku madzi. And then you eat that food, you drink that water. Ndi mumwe kolera igwerera. Kolera ni matenda ya uve. It's a disease of poverty. Ya usiwa. You understand me? It's both preventable and curable.
Since 1997?
Yes.
And over the years we've seen that there's been a real occurrence of this disease.
Yes.
Is that something that we're not doing right?
And as you respond, we understand even Western countries that we may call developed now, they equally face the issue of cholera, but they no longer talk about cholera.
Oh, they did, yes.
Yes, they did experience.
It's good you are talking about developed countries.
Yes,
because
so
I lived in Japan myself. And in Japan, there used to be cholera. Because those days, the Japanese would defecate upstream in streams. They would defecate, the Japanese. You can imagine the Japanese defecating in streams. Now, downstream, there would be people downstream fetching water with the microbes, with the germs. And that's how they would get cholera. But the Japanese, what they called the epidemiological transition, they called it that. In about 1975, which is about 49 years ago, they reached over 90% piped water to households. Piping clean and safe water to households. So that reached over 90%. Now, because nearly everyone in Japan had access to clean and safe water, in 1975, the disease disappeared from Japan. Typhoid, cholera, dysentery, these are fecal oral diseases. They disappear. Now, you see, we should thank the Japanese government because of what they did and their love for us. He said, oh, let us help these primitive, backward people, these Zambians. You hear what I'm saying? Exactly. Primitive and backward. So they came to Lusaka, the Japanese, George compound. Ndiko kumene kumapezeka kuli ngako. Masiku yaja. Kwa George. Chifukwa of shallow wells, latrines, contamination of water. No sanitary facilities, you understand? So the Japanese came and erected those overhead tanks in George. You go to George today, you find them there. And when they did that, the Japanese, cholera disappeared from George compound. So the lesson, Nelson, is that when you plan your country, your city properly, you will not have cholera. If you mapped in Lusaka district where the cases are coming from, you will notice that they're not coming from Rhodespark, they're not coming from North Maid, they're not coming from Kabulonga or Ibex Hill. No, they're coming from Kanyama compound, Chaisa compound, Kalikiliki compound, Kamanga compound, Misisi. Now, there's something common about all these settlements. They are not planned. They're not planned settlements. This is why President Michael Sata in 2011, when he became Republican, President Michael Sata was an exposed man. Now you see, President Sata was a traveled man. He lived in Europe. You see, you say developed the country. So he saw that, hey, so this is the way people live. So now, that's why he became, he wanted to help, and he did. So one of his early statements as president was that, let us redo the unplanned settlements. Let us upgrade them, focusing on water and sanitation. You understand me?
Yes, so, and we've seen President Hakainde Hichilema go the same route with a pronouncement that was made.
What did he say?
He did indicate that no settlement should actually be put up without basic necessities, such as water.
Okay, he should go further and say we have money and we will now do a groundbreaking ceremony in Mississippi. We are beginning now to remodel the city. Instead of saying no, as if it's not his responsibility. It's his responsibility to ensure that there are no settlements. So he shouldn't just speak, he should do. You understand me? That's why the people put him there. I helped put him there. Now you see, you mentioned the Republican president. Today, our Republican president is the global champion for cholera elimination. Meaning that he is the global leader, the world leader for elimination of cholera in Bangladesh, in Sri Lanka, in Kenya, in Malawi, in Zimbabwe, in Zambia. There was a terrible crisis in Malawi there. Did he go there? He didn't go there. He's a global leader. Terrible cholera crisis in Zimbabwe. Did he go there? No, he didn't go there. So leadership from his office has failed on cholera. We are focusing on cholera here. Vubwi, before cholera came to Chongwe, before it came to Lusaka, it was in Vubwi. Now an argument can be made that the Vubwi cholera came from Malawi. Ana kapita ako ku Malawi kuja. Nukamba ako chabe kuti cholera inu vantu ibwera ni uve. Tieni ti zisamba manja. And you know, there's an adage which the viewers must remember all the time. Cook it, wash it, boil it, peel it, warm it, or leave it. You see that? When you do those things, Patrick, you won't get dysentery, typhoid, or cholera. You understand?
Exactly.
So now the president of Zambia needed to play that advocacy role, to show leadership. But you see, this outbreak started earlier than October. People forget there was cholera in Chongwe earlier than October. You understand?
Yes.
And then our Republican president goes on holiday, and the outbreak is furiously raging. And then his handlers photograph him in a cowboy hat, you know, and he's on a little phone. Come on, people.
That is back.
Oh, he shouldn't have gone on holiday to start with. And look, yesterday he went to the cholera centers very late. You see, and they told him they're at the Heroes Cholera Treatment Center. Here, sir, at the treatment center, there is no water. At the treatment center.
And you refuted those claims, indicating that that is just mere politics, and described those that are politicizing the issue as witches.
Well, that's what he said.
Or black mambas. Or black mambas.
He talked about black mambas?
Yes, he likened.
He called citizens black mambas?
Those who are criticizing the cholera issues.
Oh, really?
I think you may be fall into that category. Now
as a black mamba.
He went for a
yes. As a witch. Okay. Now hang on a bit. Our president is not serious. Okay? And he is in an ivory tower. You know, his attitude is that of lack of concern for ordinary citizens, the suffering masses. Yesterday, before he went to the treatment centers, you know what he did? He went to Zambian breweries There is an $80 million expansion program going on there. Now, the people behind Zambian breweries are friends of his, business friends of his. So, business comes first for him. He could have gone today or the other day and dedicated yesterday to cholera alone. But he illustrated to you that for him, business is more important than saving lives. You understand me? Now, we will speak like that. It is factual, it happened. He calls us mambas, nyanis, let him call us names. But we are the people with the power. We are the people that gave him the chance. He said, I can fix it. You know, I can give you fuel at 12 kwacha per liter. He even gave us the illustration on the board. Fertilizer 250 kwacha maximum. A bag of 25 kilogram of maize meal, ufa, at 50. He said those things. And we, the people with the power, we said, kalamboni, tinda chokse balungu, chivuga mwonena kuti mudziwo chita, mungachite bwino, upambana. Now you see Nelson, you know, I'm partly Bemba, you know, for Bemba tutila, ukupeshe chiwola, kuchipengwila. When somebody comes claiming he's an expert, he can fix, he can do that, can do better than the other, you give them a chance. But now you see the person that we elected, that we made Republican president, is calling the electors, the people, witches, and black mamba. We become snakes. When did we become snakes? This is 2024. Elections are coming in the next 600 days. And the way we are going, there shouldn't be rigging of elections. Trust me, my friend Hakainde will not succeed. You see, when did he start fighting the electors? When did he start fighting the people? You understand? So leadership is key. Zambia, in 2018, Patrick, took the cholera issue to the United Nations in New York, headquarters there, where the General Assembly passed a resolution led by Zambia for cholera elimination in the world. Dr. Chitalu Chilufya, Minister of Health, provided leadership. Subsequent to that, in 2019, for the very first time in Zambia, President Lungu and his team, they developed a multi-sector, I'll leave you a copy, I've got a copy here. They developed a multi-sectoral cholera elimination plan. There are key areas there. There is leadership, there is surveillance, there is case management, there is wash program, you know, washing of hands, hygiene, education, water and sanitation and things like that. All the vaccination, all these things are in there. So instead of just talking, it's important that the Republican president follows the plan. This is why I'm saying, you know, in times like these of crisis, even the people you hate, Nelson, if they're willing to defeat the enemy, you rock them in, you bring them in, you say, let's work together. We've got a common enemy here. Let's fight. So I'm appealing to the government to allow Dr. Chitalu Chilufya to be part and parcel of the meetings that are headed by the Vice President. You know, the National Cholera Elimination structure. The leadership is with the Vice President. So Dr. Chitalu is an authority. He's not only a public health specialist, but he was minister, hands-on experience, he's an authority. Allow him to be there. Non-partisan, national duty, country before party.
But
you understand?
The president, even yesterday, he called for unity among the stakeholders. Don't you feel that this is high time?
Osamango kamba plani ilipo kale. So multi-sectoral itanthauza kuti gululija usebenzera pachani pamodzi. So the plan for his unity, the call for unity is there. How to implement, to ensure that that unity is there. Cholera Nelson ngati wadwala kolera wambosanza lutulula vantu hamwalira chifukwa chakuta madzi mthupi madzi amathamsanga msanga tsono ngati madzi atha mtima ulibe chopampinga uleko pampinga ndiko kufa kumene kuchaka tsono when you have cholera and you find yourself at a health facility, a cholera treatment center, and you are alive, you are walking, you're alive, you haven't died. You might even have gone there late. You must not die. Okay? Case management. It's in the plan there. Make sure each cholera treatment center is supervised by a competent, suitable doctor to supervise the protocols for case management. Aba bantu tiwateteze motani, tiwachiritse motani. There should be cannulas, there should be disinfectants, giving sets, fluids. Chifunga tiwapika kuja uli wala ngako. Siti kupatsa rehydration salts orally. We will now give you IV. Yeah, now these things must be there. Now to illustrate the crisis we are in, the shortages of these medical and surgical supplies, a nurse, a hero in battle, underpaid, undermotivated, insulted, overworked, she's on duty, battling, diligently, loyally serving her country, died, got cholera. And if an audit were to be done, you might find that it's because she had no disinfectants, there was no water, there were no hazmats, those protective pieces of clothing that you should wear. So you've got soldiers without bullets, and they are at the battlefront. You understand? Leadership is key. These 465 we have lost, these are the reasons why national mourning should be declared. National disaster should be declared. You cannot lose people. You say it's over 7,000 so far?
Yes, we've got over 7,000
cases. Now you see, during the reign of the PF from 2011 to 2021, there were cases of cholera. There was no cholera from 2011 to 2016. It came in 2018. There are 16 and 18. Cumulatively, the total number of cases were less than 5,000. In 10 years, now you see, in 90 days only, we have hit over 7,000. That illustrates the gravity of the crisis. That's how serious it is. Now, what this literally means is that over 7,000 citizens in the last 90 days have swallowed feces. In the city, in the capital city of Zambia. Why the hell do we have wells in the city? What's the money for? The tax the government collects, what is it for? It's for the people. Improve their living standards. How do you do that? Focus on housing. The most important health facility in the world is your house, your home. There must be water there. There must be a disposal site in your house or near your house for fecal matter. You understand? And the state should come in through country. Every council, my friends, has a department of country and town planning.
But one might argue that these are historical problems, and the Patriotic Front also found them and they couldn't resolve them.
No. Now that you're coming to PF, it took concrete steps. I talked about President Sata showing political will. Dr. Joseph Kasonde used to be the Minister of Health, I remember. May his spirit continue to inspire us, and that of President Sata. Set up a public health lab, Chainama Hills College grounds, diagnostic capacity lab, important to pick. Kodi tulimo matuvi mutulombo. Ntwanyowani, ntwakale. The capacity, the lab was done by the PF. And then in addition to that, the PF went to the UN. In addition to that, the plan was done. In addition to that, $150 million US from the Exim Bank of China was sourced to do the bulk supply water project, Kafiwe, Lusaka City Water Improvement Project. And a few months ago, our Republican President, Hakainde Hichilema, smiling, happy, because the project had been successfully completed. The Chinese ambassador was there. He commissioned that project which President Lungu initiated, a significant step towards the elimination of cholera. In addition to that, we used to have Keep Zambia Healthy and Clean campaigns.
It was also relaunched under the UPND.
But when was it relaunched? Because I sent you a clip. The Speaker of the House is on record saying, I don't see that campaign anymore. Dr. Chitalu Chilufya rose on a point in the House in December there, advising the Minister of Health on what to do when the deaths were minimal, you see. 4 had died in one day that time. Now we have 17, we have 24. The number of people dying in 24 hours is increasing. In that clip, the Speaker is saying, I no longer see this campaign. But I'm telling you what the PF was doing. Did many things. And hupusa now, tinawauza kuti tinaliko kalimi make sika kugwa mbuna. Also bzala chimanga choka zinga ya sichimera. Sana ambea. It's okay. Look, the Lord allows things to happen for a purpose. Now you see what has happened. You see what has happened? It's good that now you can see the UPND. They say they would fix it, fix the economy, make your lives better. Now they are taking your lives away. You see, they promised you better lives, but now your lives are being taken away. And when you complain, hey, we are dying here, help us, you're being called witches and black mambas. Is this what you wanted? Tinka ne na anatera msizi inu wantu mzimva tikamagamba ife ndife wantu odziva. You see, I was born, Patrick, in Mandevu compound. I was at Mutambe Primary School. I am a product of public education. Dr. Kaunda set up the University of Zambia. You go there at the university, you find a plaque there. It says, this facility was built by poor people who acknowledged that education is important, okay, for themselves. So whoever passes through this facility must focus on improving the standards of living of these poor people. You understand? Okay. I went to the University of Zambia. I'm doing my part. Okay. President Hakainde Hichilema went to the University of Zambia. President Lungu did his part. He was also a graduate there. I've told you what he did. Excellent stuff. What they are comparing. Agori ujawina amachita kwa bwino. Uyu kachitikwe kake sikali bwino. Komanso akuti amadziva katswiri wochita. Koma akuti nipatse nthawi. Chirungu iwe chita zirukankana sisiru chitika yayi. So look, President Hakainde Hichilema is a graduate of that facility. Let him understand that he was born a poor guy. Hakainde Hichilema was poor. Okay, son of Solomon and Violet. They couldn't afford shoes for him. They were poor people. He went to school without shoes. He went to public schools. Schools owned by poor Zambians. It is Zambians who transformed that jiggers-laden lad, poor kid without shoes, jiggers in his feet, from that poverty-stricken lad into the rancher that he is today. There's a reason why the people did that. Help us.
Dr. But you think the president is helping the
Chitandize by insulting them, that you're witches and black members.
The argument would be that he has managed to provide CDF, and that soon people like yourselves, according to the UPND, will have nothing to talk about come 2026 because the country would have been transformed using CDF.
Look. The CDF you talk about is your money. Okay? Yeah, it's your money. It's just management of money. It's the same money which was there that time, just being administered differently. You understand me? And maybe even poorly now. I was on radio the day before yesterday, and somebody was complaining that, but the CDF is there, but the people are not accessing this CDF. Kanyama there, the drainages are blocked and all that. So this CDF, this new way of administering old money, needs to be honed up. It needs to be refined. It's got challenges. You understand me? Today, look. Funso limodzi chabe. Chipatala chimene ya UPND ya mangako nchiti. Skulu imene wa mangako nchiti.
They're increasing the capacity of schools.
Come on. What the UPND needs to do is to understand that Zambia is wealthier than the UK. Zambia has lithium. Zambia has emeralds. Zambia has cobalt, nickel, copper, gold. Southampton, or Manchester, the UK does not have these minerals. I like to use the example of Elon Musk. He refuses these days, but Elon Musk got emeralds from Ufonyama and sold them and got kick-started. The owner of Starlink, SpaceX, and X, formerly Twitter.
Is giving us internet in all schools now.
Yeah, for reasons of surveillance. You know, the Americans, AFRICOM, they want to ensure that they're seeing exactly what you do. So they're watching us right now because of Starlink. It's nothing to do with you, okay? So Elon Musk got very little, less than 1%, okay? Zambia's emeralds are the best in the world. They fetch the highest price. They are there. If you go to Ufonyama, you find unfinished churches, you find people with jiggers walking on emeralds. It's a paradox. Tsono wajawantu siwophunzira koma dziko nlawo. Angakhale ni manga, ni nsabwe, ni vigamba koma dziko nlawo. That's why they put an educated man there. Alinimaso, to lead them. So lead them. You understand me? Now you see, what am I saying? What I'm saying is that let us increase the resource envelope of the state. Okay? Dr. Kaunda put a school of mines there. So that you as a Zambian, soko, wa udziwe kuti kodi pansi hapa, pali chiyani. Ukumbe, uguritse, mofunikila, fair trade. So that there is money. The per capita income of Zambia should go up. The UPND, instead of giving tax incentives to their cronies, people that help them win elections, like FQM, FQM took out ECL and installed Hakainde. So instead of kickbacks, giving incentives to those, people's money, giving it away to people that already have money, they must collect that money on behalf of citizens. Let us increase the shareholding in existing foreign companies, whether mining or not. Allow citizens to have shares in those companies. Let us open new state-owned mines. Let us, this partnership at Mopani, it's a good step, small step, you know, where the mine is owned by the state, you find an equity partner. That's the right step, but look at the details now. Work on the details. They should be favorable to the people. Let us increase the resource envelope of Zambia. When we have money, then we are going to have cannulas, we will have syringes, giving sets, then we will pay our nurses properly, we will end cholera. But today, look at the kwacha. The kwacha is weak. The dollar is, $1 is at 26 kwacha going to 27. You see, the cost of living is way too high. People are getting cholera when they're already hungry. When you are hungry, your immunity is weak. It hits you badly, you die. Because the body itself can't fight it. You're weak. You need you have a shallow well, you need to buy a small bottle of chlorine so that you can disinfect your water. We live in the land. The cost of living is way too high. And look, just go to the CSO, just Google. The statistics are there. Poverty in Zambia has worsened. It has increased, not only in the city of Lusaka, but countrywide. So poverty causes cholera.
So the argument...
cholera is a disease of poverty.
Dr. Banda,
yes,
has been that you would speak very well.
Oh, you
would also say the PF would have done better than the UPND. But the argument is that
they did better.
But the argument has been that why were they removed? And this knowledge you're trying to share with us pertaining to how we should run our minds, you mean you have to keep it in your pocket and not share it with because I understand you are close to the leadership. You are in leadership yourself, and you are among the key people of the PF. So you have to hold on to that information to say this is how we should run things.
To start with, I've illustrated what the PF did. You understand me? This information is there. The PF, this is why citizens want the PF back, because they are comparing. Okay? Now you're asking me, why did the people vote the PF out? Vantu, zikon lao. And how is Zina information is key for democracy to thrive, and the level of awareness in our country about political issues is very low. Okay, look, there was a time under the PF we had a serious crisis of electricity, if you remember. And I used to be the vice president for politics in the UPND. Chagwa Wakwesama gets, we saved that. But along the way, funds were sourced, the Kafue Gorge Lower Power Project was launched, and the wattage, Zambia's wattage increased, and load shedding ended. Chagwa Wakwesa ulimi. And then Chagwa listened. And then he acted on it, and then we started bumper harvest. We had bumper harvest. So President Lungu began to mend the country. But perhaps it was late. You know, the people, you see. So you see the capacity to analyze matters in the communities there. So how do you chairman Bama? No, but we brought electricity. Oh, there's a bumper harvest. So vantu mphamvu yao. Uyu wina anakwera ni mau yo yachikoka. Ufa 50 kwacha. Fuel 12 kwacha. Dollar you see 5-10 kwacha. 14 hours it will appreciate. Chikoka lomba, chikoka, fertilizer, tumba limodzi, 250. So no fertilizer lomba, you see, the UPND promised 6-8 bags per farmer. Which President Lungu used to give 6 bags, 8 bags in some cases per person. Komalomba, alusevenze sambale soko wantu. Abwera group cooperative, you know, they're given, say, 6 bags. Tsono wakhala pansi vantu pansi osati mpasa pansi atenga kansaka nuika paja nutenga kambale romba kacha kambale nuyamba utapamo uika hapa tapoika unjika kulingana ni gulu la vantu lija. It's no longer medals, they are using mbale. nchifukwa chake lomba njala ya nyanya and say that
like that has been said as an initiative of the cooperative because you realize that you are too many and a few of you should not get away with bags. You'd rather share.
Unabwera unanena kuti ndiwe katswiri unanena kuti udziwochita udzatipatsa malomba 6 or 8 munthu mmodzi koma lomba that's yes they are coping. It's a coping mechanism. They are adapting. They are intelligent citizens. But you lied. Unanyengeza bodza abantu. I've just come from Eastern Province and kuja unena kuti logo salava yai. Tinalava logo. Abanda anabwera kuno anatiuza kuti osadzala chimangaliro kazina. Sitinambe. Tsono ine nilikale ningotiwo tinkanena anatera msizi.
You are a man of proverbs, Mr. Panda. Yes. And one of your famous proverbs in my early days of my journalism was Gure akachoka mbwaro sabwereramu. What makes this Gure so special, this PF Gure, so special that Zambians want to bring this Gure? Alusiana bwanju Gure abana.
So now we are saying ukupeshe chwola kuchipenukira. Umarudziwa kuchita. Tsono takonzeka ife chita. Chitungu kaka kuchita kwakanika kwarepereka. Vina iwe vina. Hakuti no pabwalo papali manje. Hakuti no nipatse nthawi. Ujana lipo anachita mola kuika anaononga tsono iwe umatudziwo konza chita tsono gule ngati walepereka gule talowetsa mbwalo gule wakuti sulu sangalatsa vanthu amawoya kuti koma uyu gule mwatibweretsera ya isuli bwino akachiteko practice. Sitimadziwa tinamva kuti nakatswira adziwovina koma kavinidwe hayi katimvetsa manyazi sindife wokonwa. Tsono kunali gule kumbuyo iwo wakwachivaula kuja wakwachikoma kuja kungozi koma uja gule wakwapemba moyo iwo momwe amavinira palasula pansi koma mutabweretsa gule umene uja mwina vanthu akozosangalalako tsono gule wa lungu iwo kunali kudya iwe vanthu amadya vanthu ndalama zinaliko ufa unali 120 ufa.
It was already expensive for Zambia.
Unali 120 koma unaliko tsono lomba ngodula komanso kulibe. Naona kafilimu kena kumfuwe vantu uchita zera ufuna ufa vantu ine kodi zimene zinochitika muno mzali kodi dziko lichikutha Yesu alubwera kapena njani ine ulamuliro walepereka wakanika. Tsono gule uyu walepereka siwakupsa mwaubisi gule tiyeni tibweretse gule wakwino gule wakuti ufa uliko magetsi yaliko madzi yakhaleko malamulo yaziyenda bwino gule iwe vanthu aona achita compare. Tsono akaona lungu aona uyu akuti koma aluvala visoto uyu munthu naluchita mafoni koma ife tilutulula kuno tilikufa iwe apita kufamu kucha alupita ku business malo mokweraku. Tsono vanthu akati tilibe madzi akuti ndinofiti uyu gule uyu alupemphera vanthu kuti uyu gule othandisanga. Yes, Nelson, talk to me.
You see, now you're talking about
yes.
The UPND administration.
Yes.
But what should be the way forward? What solutions should
the way forward? The way forward.
In the last.
Well, to start with, before we take them out of office, they must end cholera. They must save the lives of the citizens. And number one, public awareness about cholera. In Parliament, it was an issue. Dr. Chitaluchilufia brought it up. But look, there are no awareness campaigns, you know, and Dr. Chitaluchilufia and his team, for the first time in the history of Zambia, set up a Department of Health Promotion within the Ministry of Health to focus on sensitization, awareness about diabetes, hypertension, cholera, typhoid, and all that. This government scrapped it off. This government, they scrapped it off, and they're even boasting, oh, we dismantled that department. You see? So they want to start zero, what you call it, so in a ningo kumva kuti no mabati liyosira tigula lirumva alupita vantu miseu, but I've never heard wash your hands, cook your food, cover it, avoid flies, peel the food, the mangoes, the fruits before you eat them, boil your water.
So health workers that have been dispatched into communities.
Yeah, so that is key. Number one, let them continue to do that. Okay. Number two, they need to map the city. Where are these cases coming from? What's driving this outbreak? You know, what's causing it to spread this so Hakainde is right to say, let us bury the shallow wells. Yeah, but when you bury the shallow wells, you must provide water. So we need the tankers, the water, the bowsers, to go to these water deficient residential areas. Mtendere has had no water since last year. The Lusaka Water and Sanitation Company is not sending water there. Now you see, our body is Nelson and Patrick. This body is 80% water. So ngati ulibe madzi, tiye kuti ulibe moyo. So ngati salupatsa vantu madzi, aluvamana moyo. Njifukwa chake vantu ali kufa. So let's bury the shallow wells. Thirdly, let's provide the water. And then fourth, let's inform people that ukayambo tulula, usanza tulula. And you know the fecal matter, when you have cholera, it's like rice water. Ukamapika mpunga, mmene madzi yaja yaonekera. Whitish gray and all that. Yeah, so afu niko dziwa watu. Msanga, kunyumba, akatipopita kuchipatala. Atenge madzi, aikemo sugar, ngatanga kwa nitsogula. Chifukwa the cost of living is high. Wajali sugar, aikemo madzi muja sugar, komanso aikemo mchere. Ukasanza, wasanza, mpatse na mweko. Aluyenda mjira, kaya nipa wili bala paja, munumpeleka kuchipatala, azimwa. So that water isn't lost. And when he or she gets to a treatment center alive, ujamuntu asafe. So what we need to do now is to ensure that the case management is properly done. Doctors should supervise the treatment protocols. Let's ensure that the medical and surgical supplies required for the containment and treatment of people are there. You understand? And that way, citizens will not die, even the outbreak will be contained. But before I close, before I close,
the cost of living. What's the solution?
No, not the cost of living. This government needs to investigate. You know, cholera can occur naturally or artificially. This government should inform the citizens, is this outbreak an act of war? Are we under attack by a foreign agent? Because cholera microbes can be in a vial or can even be sprayed using aircraft into water bodies, and you don't know. And some people can have these vials in their pockets and deliberately they contaminate the water. You understand me? They can even contaminate drinks that people consume. So this germ, is it the old germ? Is it a new germ? So this government must investigate, inform the citizens, do a forensic audit. Where has this outbreak come from? Public health security, that is key. Yes, you're talking about...
In 2 minutes. what are
Yes.
some of the immediate solutions that can be put in place to ensure that the cost of living is looked at? Because you described this UPND administration as one that has not actually provided incentives to arrest the cost of living.
Yeah, you see, people are living dilemma around, and there's a crisis there. Prices are high, people have no money. Salaries are less than before, they can't afford to buy. The purchasing power of the kwacha has been eroded. You see, Zambia is an imports-dependent country. Everything is unaffordable now, even life itself. Now, you see, what should be done immediately? Policy change. Let's collect more revenue from the mines. Immediately! Let's change that. Okay? That's important because Zambia is a mining country. Let's start with that. Okay? And number two, let us open new mines. Okay, state-owned, public-private partnerships, private-owned, citizen-owned mines. Let's lobby for fair trade. Let's increase the inflow of forex. When the inflow increases at the same level of demand for the dollar in the country, or the euro, whatever it is, the kwacha will strengthen. When the kwacha strengthens, the cost of living will come down. Immediate impact. With the appreciation of the kwacha, immediate impact, prices will fall. You understand me? In the long run, let us have targeted feast. You see, let us categorize tobacco, maize, soya, sunflower. Let us have cash crops, cannabis. Let us have these cash crops. You see, these are the priority cash crops for Zambia. Zambia National Farmers Union, these are where the state will give subsidies. So you see, subsidies. Let us stop subsidizing the mines. Let us instead subsidize the people of Zambia. You understand me? Kickbacks must stop. So cash crops. The chief marketing officer, Hakainde Hichilema, I don't know what happened. He had gotten a good quota of soya purchased from the Chinese. I don't know what. He collapsed. He should continue getting these quotas so that you see, before you plant as a farmer, the market should be secured for your soya, for your maize, for your tobacco and crops like that. You understand me? And then the government will give you subsidies to grow those cash crops. Cannabis! Oh, come on, you guys. What are you waiting for?
Thank you so much, Doc, for making time with us.
Oh, we are closing now. Okay, my final remarks. Unity, national unity.
Umozi kumawa, chindu jaipwa, all those things are now reimagined, Doc. We're not talking about unity.
Now, briefly, as I conclude,
let's talk about unity.
Zambia is a wealthy country, wealthier than the UK. Let's be united. One Zambia, one nation. The Govas, the Manyengos, the Lalas, the Wushis, the Namangas, we are all Zambian. Okay? President Hakainde Hichilema, President Lungu, they should create a conducive environment to ensure that each citizen participates in securing this nation and prospering this nation. You see, when focus is placed on citizens owning the economy, you will see that poverty will end, and this cholera that we have will be a thing of the past. This Lusaka is not a city. We need to redo Lusaka city. You see, I have been to New York, I've been to Brasilia, I've been to Tokyo, I've been to Geneva, I've been to many, many places in the world. There are ablution blocks. Look, this Twin Palm Road, I was telling somebody the other day, it's from Chainda there to the traffic circle at State House there. And there's a huge traffic of people walking there. It's about 10, 11 kilometers. There is not a single ablution block on this road. And as I was driving home the other day, I saw this guy parked by the roadside, rush into the bush to defecate. we must redo the city, focusing on amenities which keep typhoid, dysentery, cholera at bay. That's leadership, and that's development.
Thank you so much to Ernest Nyamazunzo, who came in with a comment on our Facebook platform, as well as Kefas Tungulo, James Muye, and others. We say thank you so much, and thank you so much to Dr. Kenishas Banda, who did make time to have breakfast with us on Camnet TV. And even as we wrap up, it has been Nelson Zula and Patrick Soko. We'll leave you with a clip where President Hakainde Hichilema was actually visiting the Heroes Stadium as of yesterday, and those were some of the remarks.
Planning permission. And planning permission presupposes, connotes that there will be the basic facilities. That's the interpretation. But public investments, look at the money we're spending now. If we had spent this money in the last 20 years to upgrade Kanyama, to upgrade Mandevu, to upgrade Lilanda, I think there are many areas. We would have spent less money than we're spending now in a crisis. This country has never respected, for a long time now, since Kaunda's days, respected the art of planning, managing things properly. That will not continue under this leadership going forward. Thank you.
Mr. President, yes. There are certain politicians that want to give Madam Minister, you can hear saying to say there is no food, there is no water inside, and people are dying. The word of assurance.
Well, look. Yesterday I likened such individuals to be witches. I don't believe in witchcraft myself, but I hear what they will say about witches, the mentality of witches. That's the mentality of a witch. That's the mentality of a black mamba that will nip someone, not for food, but to kill. Honestly speaking, this is a time we must be united. If there's any time we must be united, this is one. As I said before, on the debt restructuring is another. So this is really, I've just come from inside. I'm sure you were with us here. Didn't you see food in here? There was breakfast here, there was lunch, there will be dinner. So why would somebody allege such a thing? What is the intention? What's the intent?